What's up? What's up? What's happening with y'all? What's up with you? It is your boy OMD, Doc Savage, the man of bronze. Welcome to another edition of Comic Book Corner. That's right, Comic Book Corner. Episode number 4. That's right, man. We're in the corner and we up here talking about what's going on with DC, Marvel, and any of the other comic book companies out there. I'd like to give a salute and a shout out to a young comic book creator from Sacramento, California. Uh, he has a comic book company and he's all on TikTok. He's down with the Sacramento Kings. And I'm trying to remember the name. See, I hate that I'm drawing a blank right now. I really hate that I'm drawing a blank, but I'm trying to think of the name of the comic book company. If y'all can help me out on the chat, this young man has become synonymous with comic books now. The Sacramento Kings have a comic book store of his in the arena. I think he has a store in Los Angeles. I'm not sure. If I remember, what is it called? Oh God, I'm drawing a blank. I should have wrote that down. I wanted to give dude a shout out. He's amazing. I actually love what he's doing. I love his characters. He has this one character called Seraphim. He has a villain called Christ Jones. If y'all know who I'm talking about, um, Impound Comics. That's the name of it. It just came to me. Shout out to the creator. I don't know. I forget the guy's name, but shout out to the creator of Impound Comics. I love that name. I want to create a comic book company of my own. And it's everybody's known that. And for those who didn't know that about me, there's a lot of different things I want to do. A lot of different things that I want to do. Um, Media is obviously one of those things, and also music and things of that nature is something I've always wanted to do. But comics has been a love of mine. I've had a love affair with comics as long as I can remember, and it's just something that I've always, fantasized about as a kid. About being an artist, I used to draw. Um, so for that young man, I'm 57 now. For that young man to buckle down and create his own comic book company, and I reached out to him. I'm just a normal, regular cat, so he didn't respond. But I reached out to him to hear his story. I wanted him to come on my podcast, Comic Book Corner, and also the Corner Store podcast to talk about his maturation and his journey of how he became who he became and how Impound Comics actually became an actual company. Impound Comics is based, or at least was formed in Sacramento, California. But I know the gentleman lives out here in Los Angeles now. And big fan of the dude. Big fan of the dude. I just wanted to give him a shout out and talk about his company. I forget the gentleman, but if you want to find out anything about him, you can Google Impound Comics and Google, some of the characters that he has. He's also got a film coming out, I believe, and they're working on actors, voices, and the whole 9 yards. So shout out to you, bro. Keep doing your thing, and one day, Corner Store Comics will actually be a reality. So let's get to some of the news, man, that's going on and in the spectrum of comic books. Now, I had just wrote down some of the expected projects from Marvel and also from DC Comics. And I can't find my list here. So give me a second and I'm going to pull that up and we can go through that. Just 1 second. It's always technology. Always, even though I'm better at it than I ever have been. Tech, because you be forgetting where the files. At least I be forgetting where the files is. The whole 9 yards. Here we go. I think I might have it. Hold on. Let's see. Okay, here we go. It's being pulled up as we speak. And this is what's happening year to date with Marvel. For the Marvel fans in 2024, it's shaping up to be an exciting year. It really is. With several new projects across the movies and TV spectrums. Here's a rundown of what's coming. The first thing is Deadpool 3, officially titled Deadpool and Wolverine. The highly anticipated film featuring Ryan Reynolds and Hugh Jackman is set for release on July 20th. And for those who might not know this, there are going to be a lot, and I mean a lot of cameos from different heroes that you've never seen in film before. A lot of cameos. Um, I will give you from what I heard, from what I heard, I will give you an idea of some of those cameos. From what I understand, there might even be different versions of Wolverine, different actors in different, because they, if you know anything about the film and what's happening, the Time Police, which were previewed or which were debuted in the Loki series on Disney Plus, they have sequestered, I should say, Deadpool to go through the time stream and fix some things to kind of save a possible universe or save a possible existence, which is hence leading into all of the new Marvel projects which are coming down the pipe, like Secret Wars and all that. There's going to be a lot of multiverse stuff going on, and so in this film, there's a good possibility, from what I understand, that there will be multiple different actors. Some have been mentioned. What's Ryan Gosling has been mentioned as a variant of Wolverine. Forget the kid that was in the Robin Hood recent film with Jamie Foxx. I forget that kid. He was in another not Extraordinary Gentleman, but it's sort of like a secret agent type film. He's supposed to be a variant of Wolverine. So there's several cameos and several surprise heroes that are going to be seen in Deadpool 3, Deadpool and Wolverine. The second thing to be looking out for is going to be Captain America Brave New World, starring Anthony Mackie as the new Captain America with no super serum, by the way. I don't even think he has the wings anymore. I think there's going to even be a new Falcon that is going to be in this film, if I'm not mistaken. This movie is suspected to be a pivotal entry in the MCU. It's scheduled for release is going to be August 26th. That's this year, August 26th, and in like a couple months now. August 26th is going to be Captain America: Brave New World, 2024, and that's less than a month or so after Wolverine and Deadpool. So look for that. After that, this I'm not really looking forward to this film. I like this actor. She's great. She's a funny actor. Was been in all kind of films. Um, from 40. I think she's in 40 over, if I'm not mistaken. A lot of comedic films, a lot of Jed Apatow vehicles this lady was in. And she was also starred as Agatha in the what is that goddamn Vision? WandaVision. I was gonna say goddamn WandaVision series on Disney Plus, and she played Agatha Harkness in that. Well, she's getting her own film, and I don't know why. It must be something to this. There must be something to this. They must want her. This has to be something pivotal. She has to be. There has to be a cog in here that is leading into everything that we understand. You know what I'm saying? There has to be a cog in there somewhere. So Agatha Darkhold Diaries. This is Disney series focused on Agatha Harkness, a character introduced in WandaVision. The show will be explore more of her dark magic and mischief. It's slated for fall. I don't get that. I don't know about you, but I'm not sure I'm interested in that. You know what? To be honest with you, I like this shirt, but I'm on. Wait, just hold on a second. Hold on a second. I don't feel comfortable. Just give me 2 seconds. I'm gonna be right back, and we're gonna finish this. Hold on 1 second. Be right back. Oh shit! God, damn, this fucking thing. Hold on, this thing is tripping. Yeah, this is what the piece of shit. Put a hole in the damn thing. Trying to surprise my audience. Yeah, much better. Much better. Much better. Yeah, see, now that's much better. I have to admit. Yeah, yeah. Now, how that look? I hope y'all like that. I had to throw it on, man. I just felt like I needed to have Spidey on me, you know what I'm saying? As we talk about this. Because I believe he's got something coming up soon. Now, this next project is also a Disney series, and I saw the first one, Echo. If you didn't see Echo, this is about a girl. She's like a assassin. She got a kind of got some kind of powers. I mean, I think she even has some regeneration abilities, I believe. But I'm not really feeling that series. It's okay. I don't even remember her being in the comics. For those who are super deep in the comics, you probably know everything about this character. And do me a favor, later on, give me some info on this character because I really didn't know a whole lot about her, other than the fact that in the series in Disney, she had worked for Kingpin. And I wanted to know if that was actually how that went down in the comics, since Disney, Marvel, they have creative license to switch shit up and change it from its actual origin in the comic books. Not a huge fan, but I probably will end up checking it out just for entertainment purposes. So you do with that as you will. Now, obviously, everybody knows about the X-Men 97 animated series that's on Epic. Let me tell you something. I watched them. The animation is real different. Um, Obviously, they tried to have the same little flair that they had back in the day when the show was on Fox. Um, Hell, I was a grown man and I used to watch that. You know what I'm saying? It was very entertaining. So this 97's version, or the new version, is very entertaining as well. With the return of Xavier from the Shi'ar Empire, from Magneto becoming the leader of the X-Men for a time in the series, and then summarily turning against everybody again. So this show was really the death of Gambit. Oh, for those who didn't know, spoiler alerts. If you haven't watched the show, Gambit is dead. Sorry. Didn't mean to spill that beans for you, but it is what it is. Rogue went crazy and started really using her Captain Marvel abilities to beat ass, pause, no diddy, to whoop ass and take names. So the X-Men 97 series, I got to give it an epic 10. It did exactly what it was supposed to do. And that's entertained the hell out of real comic book fans, or real Marvel fans, I should say. Um, After that, you got your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man, formerly titled Spider-Man freshman year. Now, I'm glad they changed this name. I am glad they changed his name. That name sounded like shit. Now, obviously, this is Peter Parker's freshman year at college. He's starting to become a man now. He's getting older. You know what I'm saying? And obviously, since the last encounter or the last film he was in, with the multiverse thing with Doctor Strange, it's going to be a real different film. I think everybody's going to have to relearn who he is all over again. Mary Jane, everybody. You know what I'm saying? So, well, actually, let me stop. I sound really retarded right now. Let me stop. Pause on the retarded comment I just made. I didn't mean to do that. I didn't mean to say retarded. We got to be very, cautious on our p's and q's when we say things. So, but I wasn't being very smart. This is the animated film. It was Spider-Man freshman year. This is the animated series following young Peter Parker in his early days as Spider-Man. Not Tom Hiddleston, not Zendaya, not any of those people. This is not live action. That's my bad. This is not a live action vehicle. This is going to be animated. I don't even know what. Oh, it's going to be on Disney Plus as well. And that's the last thing that they have hot on the presses coming up in the next couple of months for Marvel. Those are but for DC, which I go ahead on, and since Batman right over here over my shoulder over here, I'll go ahead and talk about what they got going on. And you probably done already seen some of this stuff, from Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom to the Blue Beetle. Both of those movies were, on a scale of 1 to 10, they were sevens. They were good. They were entertaining, but they didn't do nothing for me as far as like in the excitement, like going nuts, like, oh wow, that's the best thing ever. No, wasn't like that. Real good vehicles, but yeah, you know what I'm saying. Uh, Joker with Joaquin Phoenix. Now, this movie is obviously critically acclaimed, Academy Award nominated, as well as won some stuff. Joaquin Phoenix playing the Joker. I don't know if these movies. This is my opinion on this. Everybody loved it. Everybody loved it, and they're just focusing in. And obviously, this is his take on the Joker, and this is their artistic license on the Joker, and da 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 da. I've seen this stuff, and I'm just not impressed. Everybody else loves it, and da 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 da. I'm not impressed. At least I wasn't. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying this was going to be. I just don't see it. I don't see the Jack Napier or whoever he's supposed to be in this film. It's just not. He just didn't do it for me. That's just my opinion. It's just too artsy. I'm not saying everything. I put it to you this way: the Heath Ledger Joker versus, or even Jack Nicholson for that matter, versus Joaquin's performance. You tell me. Go back and watch the. There's obviously, these are different directors. They have a different point of view and vision for those characters. But where I'm talking about performance and maniacalness of the character, everybody knows how deep and dark of a dive you have to take to become Jack Napier or whoever his name is, the Joker's real alias. You got to take a deep dark dive to become that person. That person is highly disturbed. So just look at it from that perspective, as well as the superhero end of it. Batman is just a dark vehicle about a dark anti-hero, about somebody who's actually not in his own right mind and so distraught over the death of his family that he became a vigilante to beat the shit out of people, but also just bring them to justice. He wants you to go to jail with a broken jaw and think about what you did and not have no fucking animosity toward him, or he leaves you with enough fear that you'll never want to ever try to do that again. Think about the concept of Batman. Just think about it. This man is highly disturbed. He grew up with a sole purpose of avenging his parents' death by putting away as many criminals as he could. He does that every day. And also for the love, his maniacal love for the city that he grew up in, Gotham. That I kind of get, because it's like, where else you gonna go? Especially if you're a millionaire kid, you grew up in that city, your family helped that city. It's one of the families that is the heartbeat of that city. I can get him wanting to protect that city, and he's maniacal about it. But he's also maniacal about because of the loss of his parents, which they, if any kids see their parents gunned down in front of them, it's gonna fuck them up. So much so, my question is, do you think he, instead of becoming a criminal himself or losing his marble or whatever, or becoming a punisher like vigilante, do you think his way of dealing with his psychological trauma is sane? I happen to think it's not sane. Anybody that will turn their body into a weapon, and I could say mass destruction, because Batman in the comics and well as TV has beat 20, 30 motherfuckers who could whoop a regular man ass with 2, 3 punches. He beating the shit out of whole 30 groups of dudes with guns. This man is a weapon of mass destruction. He has trained himself and honed himself to not. This is a sick, kick the shit out of damn near anybody. But he's smart enough to where if you try some crazy ass wild sicko plan that you don't think nobody gonna figure out, like a serial killer, Batman a fine cut. If you think he's smart enough to outwit the greatest, that way they don't call him the greatest detective in the world for nothing. And that's the reason why I believe he's majorly over super, even though he ain't super. They try to make him super without actually giving him powers. you know. And maybe, just maybe, because of his depression, because of his need to avenge his family, maybe he's so maniacal that's why. You never know. Maybe that's the reason why that nigga's so crazy. Batman crazy. I don't care what nobody say. Tough as nails, but he crazy as cat shit. He crazy. You see you can't tell me, even in real life, you see your parents gunned down, you ain't gonna want to try to grow up and find them motherfuckers and kill them if you can. Hell, they had Natalie Portman in The Professional. Her parents was killed by Gary Oldman's character. That little girl went and found the damn hitman herself and said, train me so I can go kill this motherfucker. So what you think Batman? Well, you know what I'm saying? Batman got billions of dollars. Batman left his money. He left his money, told Alfred and whoever else to run the company, yeah, I'm gonna be back. That motherfucker went and trained for 20 years. 20 years. Came back ready to whoop ass and take names. So as far as I'm concerned, Batman is maniacal. He's a maniacal character. He has the utmost focus. If he sets his sights on you, you're probably gonna get caught. Somebody asked me about a 1v1 against him and the Punisher. I'm gonna tell you right now, Frank Castle ass is fucking dead. Bad as he is, shooting bullets, all that, he gonna give Batman some problems. Strong for a regular guy, Frank Castle strong as fuck. And one thing about Frank Castle that people don't give him credit for is um his hurt level. How he could still be fighting hurt and fucked up. Frank Castle got a pain tolerance of epic proportion. He's epically has pain tolerance. Epic. So Batman's still whooping your ass, Frank. I'm sorry. And that's just facts. It is. So there's a lot of stuff coming up. Also look for uh one of my favorite Spider-Man villains, Craven the Hunter. And that, like I said on my last episode 3 of Comic Book Corner, they're trying to make Craven some type of a fucking hero, anti-hero, before they sick him on whoever they're gonna sick him on. Because at the end of the new Craven the Hunter trailer that they just released recently, Batman, I'm not Batman. See, I got Batman on the brain talking about his ass just now. Tom Hiddleston, Spider-Man, and Craven. I think Craven goes hunting for Spider-Man or something. I think at the end of his film, there's gonna be a thing. Somebody's gonna put it in his head or pay him to go get Spider-Man. And if I know these films of today, Marvel's films, he's gonna try to get at Spider-Man majority of the film or whatever, and they're gonna team up and find out that the dude that Craven was paid to go get Spider-Man is a crook, and he's a this and that. I know how these films usually work. We don't know if that's the case, but we've seen that happen before. At least I have. I don't know about you, but to be honest with you guys, it's an honor. The Corner Store Television channel to date, to date, is at 45, 46, almost at 5,000 subscribers. I want to thank everybody who watches all the different content on the Corner Store Television channel. I couldn't be more thankful. Appreciate you guys so much. Please like, subscribe, and comment to Comic Book Corner. Also, go to all the other content that's on the Corner Store Television YouTube channel. Check it out. Check out my shorts. Check out the music. Check out the vibe. But also check out this show and come back when you want to find out about what's going on in the comic book world, as well as ask me anything. If you want to know about any new comic books, I'm down with a couple of comic book stores out here in the San Fernando Valley. I'm going to try to reach out to them to have them become sponsors to the show. We've been working on a lot of different things. The numbers is going through the roof, and I couldn't be more appreciative. And it's just been nothing but a blessing. And I appreciate everybody, man. I, I appreciate everybody. Thank you so much. This has been episode 4 of Comic Book Corner. Thank you so much. Have a good day.